All right, so today we're going to talk about, this is kind of weird, I'm like behind the monitor here, but all companies are tech companies. Has anyone heard this phrase before? Okay, so this came out about 2016, 2017. Big Forbes article came out saying, hey, all companies are tech companies. I think it was a little bit premature where it should have said all companies should be or will be tech companies. But now, fast forward 5 years, I think this is actually a true statement. I want to talk about a little bit of why I believe this is true, and then a little bit about who LeanIX is. So to start, just give you a little bit of background on myself. So I believe my background is a background of Bentley. That's kind of the first thing they say. We're a school that's more than just business. So just maybe you look at it. I didn't look at it when I came here either. But 2002, I actually graduated from Bentley. I had a finance major. Back then, stock market was crashing. Um, not a lot of jobs in the market. So I came out with a finance major and a minor in computer information systems. So when I first came here, 1998, 1999, I sat in a room like here and I heard someone talk about money management, financial advisors. Those are the hot jobs. So what did I do? I became a finance major, except when I came out, the market crashed. Luckily, I had a computer information systems background where I've always had an interest of how things work, both on a tech side and a business side. So I always towed the line between business and technology. And if you look at my career the past 20 years, a lot of these companies you may have not have heard of. The reason why is they're startups. 20 of my 21, 22 years of working have been at startups. The reason is because you get to toe the line between business and technology. You get to do a little bit more than just your day job. You wear multiple hats. You get to be creative. You get to have new ideas. I did at Equifax, you might recognize that logo. I worked there for about 2 years and I hated every minute of it. Why? Because I worked in a box. I had 7 things to do every day. I did those things, checked out, went home. It's very boring. So I wanted to be somewhere where I had a voice, I had an opinion, I could leverage my Bentley education both on the business side as well as the technology side. 2019, I started at LeanIX. I started there really to build out their customer success practice. Does anyone know what customer success is? So really, we're a software company, and customer success helps our customers use the software properly. I'll get into that a little bit. Any questions on the background? Also, back when I graduated, this building, a lot of other buildings were not here. So I'm glad to see my money's gone to good use. Every year, Glassdoor puts out a list of best places to work. Um, has anyone here heard of Glassdoor or visited Glassdoor? You might when you start looking for jobs, either internships or you come out and graduate looking for work. What it does is it posts kind of feedback based on current employees and gives you a profile of the organization. It's really good to see a culture fit, right? Do they believe in the vision? Do they believe in the CEO? Do they believe in the leadership team? What do employees say about working there? Do they like it or do they not like it? Every company is going to have a good review and a bad review. You just have to kind of read through the lines. But in 2022, they put out a list, and every year they do. What are the hot jobs in the market? What do you notice about this list? So, yep, a lot of tech-related positions, right? Like I said, when I came to Bentley, this list would have been financial advisors, money managers, probably doctors, lawyers, a dentist, orthodontist. You don't see those nowadays. This is all tech-focused positions. Number one on the list, enterprise architect. Does anyone know what they do? That's our primary customer. That's who we work with. That's who our software helps. So this was really great to see this year saying, hey, our software actually is in demand, right? We help enterprise architects. I'll tell you what they do in a little bit. But it's just really eye-opening that, if you look at the top 10, everything is an engineer, like you said, enterprise architect, full stack engineer, DevOps, data scientist, you name it. The bar? Yeah. And so another thing is the Fortune, 500. Who can name top 5 companies, Fortune 500? Just yell them out if you know them. Anyone name one? Think of a big company in the US. There we go. They're one. Who else? Okay, they're not top 5, but they're big. Who else? Not top 5 in the US, but globally perhaps. What about Walmart? Walmart's still up there. So if we look at kind of the top 5, let me just go to a different view here. Sorry if this gets smaller. So number 1 is Walmart. Let's see what you guys are looking at. So I can't share my screen. Yeah, so number 1 is Walmart. I can swap displays here. Because it's not working on presentation mode. What if you then do duplicate instead of extend? Yeah, I tried. Let's see. Don't think that works either. No big deal. So number 1 is Walmart. Let me go back to the other view for you guys. So number 1 is Walmart. Sorry. Number 2 is Amazon. Number 3 is Apple. Number 4 is CVS. And number 5 is United Healthcare. So of these, maybe Apple you consider a technology company, right? But if you go into 10K filing, Bentley students, anyone know what a 10K filing is yet? It's a company's annual report. If you go into these articles, if you could see them, if I can make my screen bigger, or if you go into the annual report, you'll see a couple themes. One is innovation. The other is becoming digital first. Another one is investing into emerging technologies. All those things are tech related, not business related. You're looking at an annual report talking about financials and numbers and business growth. How do they plan to do that? They're investing more in technology. So I would challenge you when I'm back here in whatever 3-4 weeks, find an organization that you think is not a tech company. Every single annual report you look at, everything you read about organizations, they're investing in tech heavily, both digital and innovation. So I talked about two themes. One is innovation. So innovation is something that I, as a hiring manager, look for in people, and companies want to be innovative. They want to be the first to create a new idea, right? It makes them a competitor advantage from their competition, right? How do we first to the market with something like a Tesla mentioned, right? Electronic vehicles. Digital, you want to be digital first. A lot of those companies, those top 5 I shared, want to be digital first. What does that mean? They want to be more technology driven, right? And think of the Amazon. Well, they're an online retailer. They're investing in tech. Walmart, brick and mortar. They're investing in tech. Why? They want to be digital first, right? So to scale and to grow in 2022 and beyond, you really need to invest in technology. The problem is, this report says 84% of CEOs believe innovation is critical for growth of a business. 2022, companies are changing fast, making decisions fast. It's very important, and if you look at a lot of board reports and investor relations, they talk about innovation and growth, and CEOs are very on top of this, and it's part of their mission statement. The problem is only 6% believe they have a good plan or see good performance of innovation. Big disconnect. That's where LeanIX kind of fits in. Our solution can help with innovation, help becoming digital first. There's a couple of reasons why. I mean, no one has the exact reason, but what I believe is people, there's people, process, and technology that are needed to drive innovation forward. One of those components is missing for these CEOs. There's also the approach. What do you look at when you want to be innovative? So what we do, our software, I'll start to jump into LeanIX a little bit, is we help solve this problem, how to be innovative, how to be digital first. We can go into an organization and really understand what does their technical architecture look like, right? What applications are they using? Everyone has an iPhone. How many apps do you have on your phone? Think about an Amazon or a Walmart. How many apps do you think they have in the organization, right? Thousands upon thousands. We can go in and understand what they're using, who's using it, who's not using it, what they're paying for it, if it's end of life, if there's a bug in it, if there's risk. So we can go in and assess what's going on at a company like Walmart or Amazon and say, hey, these applications aren't being used yet, you're paying for them. How do you save a couple $1 million from your bottom line? Decommission those, right? Renegotiate your contract, you're paying too much. Those are the things we can help look at. If you have an online retail store like Amazon, Walmart, every store nowadays, and the back end is running on a server that's end of life, well, there's risks there, right? We can help detect that. So LeanIX, we kind of look at innovation in three ways. One is standardization. A lot of organizations get into trouble, especially older organizations. They look to customize, make everything their own, and don't kind of follow standards. We preach standards. Simplification, if you look at our product versus our competitors, ours is very easy to use and easy to understand. Don't make things complex because then people don't want to use it. Collaboration, like most things, in my time at Bentley, a lot of teamwork, right? No one's on an island doing it by themselves. When I was at Equifax, I felt like I was an island in a cube by myself, right? Whereas these startups I've been at, I feel like it's more of a team environment and more collaborative. So just gonna kind of show you quickly kind of a snapshot into what our platform looks like. Just want to play this quick video. Can you hear that? Probably not. I don't know if we tested the speakers. No, music doesn't matter. Just take a look at the kind of video if you can see it. So you probably couldn't hear the music, no big deal. What did you notice about the UI? Did it look complex? Did it look hard to use? Obviously, this is a marketing material. Pretty easy to use.
What devices did you see it on? What types of devices did you see the application on? iPhone, desktop,
So as you enter the workforce, what devices will you use at an organization? iPhones, laptops. So you have to have a software that meets someone where they are, where they're working, right? So I'm on my iPhone. I'm able to check email. I'm able to check Slack. I could log into an application like this, right? So the thought is we want to provide software that if you're in a meeting with your leadership team, you don't need to bring your laptop. You can access it from your phone as well, right? So easy to use. What are some of the other terms that appeared on the screen? Collaboration, right? So our software, we want to collaborate. We connect business people to IT people. So our software is like that liaison in between the two, right? You'd be surprised in larger organizations, business people and IT people don't talk to one another, right? The only time they reach about or think about IT people is when I can't log into my laptop, my password expired, right? That's not true anymore, right? IT can help the business with driving decisions, right? Collection of data, making it easy to use, easy to access. But it's hard to collect that data. How can you do it? Well, let's make it simple. Let's automate. Let's take away the manual effort. And those are other things we preach and practice with our software and everything we do. Who here likes doing manual work versus automation, right? So a lot of us rather do automation. It's hard to do, but that's again where if you want to grow and scale in 2022 and beyond, you need to make sure that you have processes that are redundant and keep recurring over and over again. You need to automate, but you need the right technology to do so. So LeanIX, this is our target customer enterprise architect. You can see there's 3 customer profiles here. One is an enterprise architect, one is a solution architect, one is a technical architect. Don't let the word architect fool you or scare you. It's more about what's your profile. If you're a very technical centric person, you want to build reports, you want to be in the data, you want to connect things, you're more of a technical architect, right? You're going to make everything work. You're going to make those integrations work. A solution architect is more about a middleman. You're kind of connecting the technical person to the person who's more in charge of the strategy or the vision. And the enterprise architect leverages our software to talk about the vision, right? Where are we heading in 2022? Where are we heading in 2023? Well, what could be a goal? Well, if a company has a lot of on-prem servers, they want to migrate to the cloud. It's easier said than done. It takes years to get there. We have a company, Principal Financial, one of the largest global investors worldwide. Their mission is to migrate to the cloud by 2027. It's only 2022. That's a 5-year plan. It takes time to get there because their infrastructure, their architecture is very complex. So software like ours can help them get there piece by piece and measure success. Take a step back. Who has heard of LeanIX? Outside of you, Chris. Anyone? Another startup. That's why you haven't heard of it. We're 10 years old, headquartered in Bonn, Germany. Right now, the rest of my team is on a retreat in Sicily, Italy, and I'm here. So I made the sacrifice for you guys. We have 7 offices globally: Paris, Amsterdam, Hyderabad, India. Our Americas office, so we're in charge of North America, South America is in Watertown at the old Athena Health campus. We roughly have about 900 customers. We occupy about 40% of the Fortune 500 are our customers. You think large, complex organizations, that's who we have as customers. Volkswagen, Adidas, believe it or not, another technology company. Big logos, a lot of banks, a lot of manufacturing. Probably have about 500 employees globally. In the Americas, we're probably about $130. So we're growing. When I came on board 3.5 years ago, we were about 30 people. And so now we're about 130. So every year we're growing about by 50 people, which is pretty good growth. Any questions on the company? Any questions on this slide, what you're seeing here, who we target as a customer, what they do?
Can I ask you this question? Which of the 3 roles that you see up there, if you think best describe you, if you were going to pursue a career, which of these roles might you think would be suited for you and why? You want to answer that? Think about yourself and what you know about yourself and what the box describe them. What are some of the skills you need for each one of those roles?
Thank you. Right. So I'm assuming myself as a solution architect because I'm coming from a tech background, so I understand the tech, the core engineering side of it, and I now doing my MBA, try to innovate and strategize upon the principles understanding the consumers as well as the tech. So I guess I like moving into the solution architect side.
Yep.
See,
Yep, that fits the profile where, hey, you have a tech background, tech interest, but you also want to get into the business versus an enterprise architect. That's more the strategy, the vision, and you may not be hands-on into the technology. So it's more of a higher level. How about a technical architect who is more hands-on in technology, building things, connecting things, automation, integrations? Yeah. Yes. Yes. My background of coming from a CIS minor, I had that technical side, but then my finance major gave me nothing. And then what I've learned in my time working is I like the business side, right? So if I had to position myself here, I'd probably go more on the solution architect as well, because I think I have a balance of both. And it's important when I hire people to find people with these profiles, because you think about if I'm talking to these people as customers, I need people who have been in their shoes, right? I can't hire someone with a marketing background as a customer success manager, right? That's not going to fit. I can't hire someone who works at EasyCater, probably not the right profile, right? I need someone who has hands in technology, also understands business, and can speak to people. It's actually harder to find than you think. And that's why we came here to Bentley. So we're piloting a program where, hey, we want to be more included with students, understand what students are after when they come out of school. Last year, I started an internship program. We've continued that over this year and next year to really find, hey, people who want to get involved in this type of organization or work. We can offer internships. We haven't done a career fair here yet, but that might be on the table as well. But the other positive is we're local. My favorite thing about working at LeanIX is we don't have a dress code, so this is actually me dressed up today. Usually I'm sweatpants, a hat, and a t-shirt, and that's how I go to work, and that's acceptable, but that's important to me. I mentioned Adidas. So Adidas is one of our bigger customers. They sponsor these shoes. They have Adidas and LeanIX logo on them. They gave every one of us a pair a couple years ago, all 400 of us. But Adidas, again, do you think they're a technology company? If you had a guess. No, this sportswear, right? They're athletic wear. But yet, if you look at their strategy for 2022 and 2023, what are two themes you see? Outside of people, you see innovation and digital, right? A lot of the work we do with Adidas is helping them understand their infrastructure, their architecture, their applications they're using. How can they become faster? How can they better serve their customers? Everything is around serving the customer better in organizations, but to do so, you got to have the right technology. Otherwise, you'll fall behind in the market. And in terms of what does customer success do, I asked that question in the beginning. Many people might have not heard of it before. But this is a saying by Wayne Gretzky. Does anyone know who he is, or is he too old? Okay, good, couple. So people asked him, why were you a great hockey player? And he always said, I skated to the puck where it's going to go, not where it's been, right? So when we serve our customers, we don't want to be reactive and kind of understand where they've been. We're always focused on being proactive. Where are they going? We know how they're using a technology. We can see it behind the scenes. We collect a lot of data. I don't have to talk to a customer to understand what they're doing, right? Big Brother's always watching. We collect a lot of data. I know where you are and what you're clicking on. And so we use that information for the next time we talk to a customer. We can recommend, hey, we saw you trying to do X, Y, Z. Why don't you try this, right? We can be more prescriptive in helping them become digital, helping them become innovative. And that's where my team sits. We're after the sales cycle. So they buy our software for X amount from the salesperson. Salesperson probably lies to them, says we can do a bunch of things, and I have to come in and kind of fix it and say, here's what we can do. Let's set up a plan, whether it be a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day plan. Here's how to use the software. We train them, we educate them, and then we kind of guide them over the course of the year to make sure they're successful, right? Someone like Principal or Adidas might say, hey, we want to be in the cloud by 2027. Well, we help them build a plan. We tell them what they need to do, how to use the platform, if they're off track, if they're on track. So even though we're not an enterprise architect, I'm not a solution architect, I can speak the language and help them use our software to get there. Any questions from that?
How have you seen companies like Adidas reach out to customers in terms of digital offerings? You know, have you heard of NFTs? What's that?
Non-fungible tokens, and I believe it's amongst the most innovative companies because the way they drive the digital audience through immersive reality technologies, they are among the pioneers in like who will imagine, like I was seeing an advertisement and it's not recent, quite old. They were using their shoes as a game controller using AI. So who would imagine a shoe which has to be worn in the feet using as a game controller? Means they are innovating, collecting some data and strategizing on their ideas.
Yep. Yeah, so you look at a company like Adidas, NFTs is very, very popular for them. They have a couple creative ones. They're probably messaging you or a text offer over the phone if they have that information. You know, one of the things they're doing, if you think of Adidas, the size of the global organization, about 4,000 people log into LeanIX daily. That's a lot, right? That's a lot of people logging in to find out information. And it could be, hey, we're not building the game controller that's a shoe. But if you're starting a project to understand how do I do that, you go here first to find out the information. Who do I talk to? What information do I need? Where's the data passing from? That's where you go to LeanIX to find that to start a project. We help companies start projects about 30 to 40% faster than if it was in Excel, SharePoint, Confluence page. So that's another use case. Tomorrow's self-driving cars. I mentioned Volkswagen is a customer of ours. They kicked off a new initiative this year to also with self-driving cars. You'd be fascinated by the number of applications technology going into these cars. A couple of weeks ago in Berlin, we had a summit. Volkswagen was there. They brought a car on stage. Obviously, I don't have access to that car. I could bring it here, but all self-driven, empowered behind the scenes by LeanIX. Right? We're helping to allow them to build that. Now, we're not the software in the car. We're helping them identify what software needs to be in the car to do that, right? So we have our hands on a lot of like projects that are pretty cool with organizations you wouldn't think are tech companies. So I wanted to kind of just open it up for questions either about LeanIX. I can go deeper into what we do, our customers, customer profiles. I can go into my time at Bentley or my career, anything you guys want to ask, fire away.
And if not, we have questions for you, so you're gonna go first. So did you not end up using your finance major at all?
Only for my personal life. So, you know, back when I was at Equifax and I was bored, I became a day trader on the side because I was so bored at my day job. So that finance background helped there. So personal life, fantastic, right? I can balance my checkbook. But in terms of the real world experience, at that time with the market crashing, there weren't a lot of opportunities. Again, when I was sitting in your seat, probably 1998, 99, my friends at the time were getting signing bonuses. Now, I haven't heard of someone getting a signing bonus in like 10 years, but it was like $5, $10, $25,000 signing bonus. So it's like, yes, sign me up. But no, I've never gone back in that direction. I think the startup world in having a voice and being creative and using both of my business and technical side has kind of hooked me in. That's not to say you shouldn't be a finance major if you are a finance major. I don't want to say don't become one, but that's me personally. Other questions? Yep.
Just out of curiosity, does LeanIX picture itself as a product company down the line? Because currently it's more of a software as a service stuff.
Yep, it's definitely software as a service. We envision ourselves as the Google Map for software, right? So think of Google Maps, what that helps you do. Identify traffic, how can I get somewhere faster? Where are some delays and blocks, where's some risk? That's what we do with someone's software architecture. We can help you understand the landscape, where to go, where not to go, where you need construction, right? We'll always be software as a service. That's kind of our offering. We have 3 different products, so we may expand our offerings, but that's definitely the direction we're heading. We're a cloud-first company, so we have nothing on-prem. Everything is cloud.
What skills do you think are necessary or helpful to work in a company?
I definitely think a big one is communication and an understanding of kind of the systems that you're working with. So it's a lot easier for everybody to clearly communicate what systems you're working on in a way that everyone understands, just like varying your background with like technology.
I guess maybe skills you think might be, or personality traits, or things that you think might be helpful if you're looking for a job in tech companies. Remembering that any company you get a job for, whether it's Deloitte or EY or a small startup company or a finance company, any company you work at is going to be technology in some way. So that's why your CS100 course is as important as it is, because you get a really broad overview of technologies that companies use in that class.
I popped up one answer for you on the board. So what skill or characteristic? Being innovative. So that's one for me, is that's obviously generating, creating new ideas, but to do that, you got to be curious, right? You got to be why, ask why a lot, right? Why is it working this way? Why not another way? So curious is something I see. People who are curious are usually the rock stars on my team. People who are not curious usually fall behind.
Any other questions before we break? If not, I would, Chris, I got one.
As customer success, what has there ever been a situation where like the system that you implemented kind of didn't go as planned, or like kind of wasn't a culture fit for the company and they took it back against you? How did you kind of solve that conflict or remedy the sale, I guess?
Yep. Great question. So yes, in any organization I've been with over the past 20 some odd years, there's always customers who buy something and then buyer's remorse where they don't see value or they don't have a team to implement it. They're not using it. Happens probably too much. I'd say, every month I probably talk to another 1 or 2 customers who are in that position. So it's frequent. That's usually when I get involved in that type of escalation. And we try to build a plan and understand why. Why is it not successful, right? Did the team you thought would implement this leave? Did you fire them, right? You going through a merger and acquisition, you going through layoffs. I mean, tech layoffs this year are enormous and skyrocketing still. You think about times of COVID, we had a lot of conversations during COVID where people were doing layoffs, couldn't use our software, couldn't use our technology. So it's really understanding the pain points and the drivers why, and then we try to work with the customer. Even if they can't pay us, well, let's work on getting value, and then we can talk about payment plans later. For us, it's really more about helping an organization versus collecting the dollars. Obviously, that helps, but we're kind of more in the business of let's make sure customers are seeing value and then worry about the dollars after.
Yes, 3 people stand up. Any 3 people. Or is it people? 1, 2, 3. And now please one person this side, otherwise we'll move outside. Your take-home message from Bob's talk. So if you're having dinner with someone, they say, "We've learned about the topics of equity or don't."
You want to get into like the tech industry, you want to be innovative. That's going to be a pretty important part. That's what people are looking for. Yeah, not basic, but
Good, thank you. You have to say something different.
All right. I'll say mine is like have some like knowledge of the digital aspects of just like in that realm, just knowing how to use certain things and just being innovative as well with the digital aspects. So
Thank you.
I would say that having that the future is like all technology regardless of like what field of business you're going into, like what you want to pursue. Showing all companies are heading towards the road of like utilizing technology in a way to better their company.
So what can you do personally to prepare yourself for that world? If you said all companies are moving that direction, and you want to get out of here 3.5 years from now with as a marketable value add, what can you do to prepare yourself for the world that you just described? And someone else can help if you want.
I mean, I would just say that like a lot of like I feel like we like our generation is like more focused on technology regardless. So I feel like a lot of things would come easy to us. Like we don't really. I mean, like obviously like.
How'd you do your system?
I haven't taken it yet.
Okay, because it's easy to do.
Tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Okay. Let me know. Keep going.
I don't have much else to say.
Do you guys think technology comes easy to you? If you're in the same generation as Alex. So I'll ask the same question of other people as I did Alex. If Alex says that the world is moving toward a place where companies are all tech focused, no matter what their product and service is, what can you guys do to prepare yourself to be marketable employees in that world? Yeah.
Actually become comfortable with like the tech that's going to be used and being used right now in those companies.
Not just comfortable,
First,
but experienced, yeah, fast and well versed, and so that you can identify the tool, the right tool, the right solve the right problem. Good. Anything else? Want to add to that?
choosing a major minor that give you background.
That. Choose a major or a minor that will give you experience. If you want to come to Valley and be a finance major, knock yourself out. If you want to come to Valley and be an accounting major, or a marketing major, or a digital finance major, or some major you're thinking about. And you go. Data analytics major, whatever major you want to be, perfect. But balance it with some technology minor or a double major in a technology field, which you can do for the first time at Valley because you're part of the curriculum that allows you to do that. But balance yourself out so you can prepare yourself a minor in CIS or a minor in data analytics or a minor in cybersecurity or any of these tech areas will give you skills that other people don't have, that companies are looking for. It will augment your experiences that you get in accounting and business law and finance and whatever other major you choose here. So part of the idea behind the series is to meet people who are doing this stuff, and you can hear from them what the world is looking for, and keep that in your mind as you continue to talk to many people. And we encourage you, especially as first-year students, to go talk to as many people as you can about different majors and minors and figure out what you're interested in, and figure out also what will best position you for the success that you're looking for. It's okay if you've only been here for 7 weeks to get what it is yet. You've only been here for 7 weeks, you may not know what that is yet, but consider conversations like this at the beginning of of your own exploration of different career opportunities in technology and in other areas as well. And that's for you.
Nope, I think you said it well.
Awesome. So thank you guys for coming. Please fill out the survey if you haven't done so. Now's a good time to do that. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock in Navien, we'll be having Professor Ed Fredkin talking about self-driving cars. Next Tuesday is the presentation from Brandon on marketing for video games. That's online only. If you're joining us for that or any of the other ones, we do take survey results seriously. So please fill those out before you go. And thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
And hold on, if somebody's going upstairs to the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on for a second. Thanks, everyone.